Good morning, day 7, last day. After breakfast, just pack up the tent, back to the Sportsman's Lodge. Oh, it's a beautiful morning. It's about 6. Let's have a 360. You can hear the stove going. Boiling water, making coffee. It'll take me maybe 2.5, 3 hours to get back to the lodge.
That gas canister is just starting to dry. Day 7. That's pretty amazing. Of course, I used it for all my breakfasts. The odd dinner when I wasn't cooking fish on the fire. That's a big canister. I've got this one here as a backup, but haven't had to use it yet. I may have to break it out for my next coffee, we'll see. Just to show you, this is how much coffee I have left after 7 days. Perfect. I planned on 3 scoops a day with a little bit extra, and this will probably, could make me another coffee, but that's about it. Well, we're all packed up, ready to go. It's almost 8 o'clock. This is a very late start for me. But it's a short leg and it's the last leg. If I dawdle, it'll take, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Oh, it's calm and warm.
And we're off. Last leg. This is the end of it all. Until next time. It was 26 in the sun when I left. Well, when I left 2 seconds ago on the shore. My GPS has an accessory. It's just a little Bluetooth powered thing. It's a thermometer, and it just relays the current temperature of wherever that is to my GPS.
What does it tell me right now? $28. Huh. So it is fairly warm. And as calm as anything. If I knew it was going to be this calm, I would stay on Donald Lake. Would have stayed on Donald Lake and done the whole trip today. The lake is just like a mirror right now. It's 8 o'clock and not a breath of wind. It's so beautiful when you get the conifers reflecting off the water. I'm in Upper Kukagami Lake. I think yesterday I may have referred to it as Little Kukagami. So I'm in Upper Kukagami. I'm just approaching the Narrows where we go into Kukagami proper. I remember when I came out here, I couldn't believe that there was actually a way through. It looked like land on all sides, that maybe I had gone in the wrong bay or the map was wrong. Which I know it isn't. Oh, look at that. This is just like when I came out on Tuesday. It's kind of funny the way things go in circles. Beautiful weather Tuesday, beautiful weather now. Today is Monday. And then in between, it was good weather, but it was quite windy. Well, here's the Narrows separating the Upper Kukagami from the Kukagami. If you didn't know they were here, you would just think coming the other way, even this way, from a distance, that it's just a piece of land. But the shoreline, it ends right here, and then there's no passage through. Pretty soon, we're going to be in civilization. As soon as I go around the first headland up here, I believe we'll see cottages. Apparently this is all part of the Chiniguchi River Park and the Kukagami Lake Forest Reserve. And I believe it's also called a non-operating provincial park. Civilization. The first boat dock. I was wondering when I came out here where the cottages are. They must be hidden well in the trees, because you see quite a few boats, but you can't see any houses or cottages or camps. So my whole trip, how far away was I from civilization? Okay, I was 7K, Donald Lake, 1 kilometer portage, 3 kilometers upper Kukagami, 1.5, 2 kilometers to get here. So I was always close enough where it wouldn't be particularly difficult for somebody to come and rescue me. But that's kind of how I wanted this first one to go. Just in case. Now I know. Next time I'd like to do something with more portages. Preferably not any longer than 1 kilometer. And a few more camps. Maybe do a circle route or something like that. But I'd definitely get a smaller canoe, a 1-person canoe, or a pack boat preferably. That's what I'll start doing when I get back to Saudi, is figuring out where up here I could rent a pack boat. Algonquin Park, it's no problem, so maybe I'd do something there instead. Go into more of the interior of Algonquin Park. I was just on the edge for my 2 trips. So, but this month in Canada, I literally got my feet wet. 2-nighter, 3-nighter, ending off with a 6-nighter. Let's do a rod 360 on the water. Still dead calm. 9:15. People out and about now, doing their chores. The entrance to Klondike Bay. I can see the lodge from here. Now I know I'm almost home. You got to go around the headland to get into this bay. Apparently there's a pull through or a pull over that will cut off probably 1.5 kilometers or so. But it's not even 10 o'clock yet, so what's the hurry? But you don't know this bay is here until you actually hit it, because it's so sneaky. If you can call a bay sneaky, but as you go around the corner, because of the point that you can maybe see on the left, it kind of shields things. You think, oh, that's part of the land, so this isn't really a bay. Well, here's the lift over. Marked nice and yellow. Oh man, I could have saved myself a lot of time. Look at this. Oh, and it's marked on both sides. Okay. Not live and learn. Little beach. Ah, okay. There's an old shack over there. This little path would have saved me maybe 2 kilometers. Well, this is what it looks like on one side of the lift over. Very secluded. Now let's go over to the civilized end. It's like a road along this beach. I think there's quads use it. Well, here I am, end of the trip. Just barely past 10 o'clock in the morning, heading back to Ottawa tomorrow. It was a good 7 days. Generally the weather was pretty good. There was a bit of wind at times. That was okay. I was expecting to have a harder time getting out of here because the wind would have been going against me, but then one day before I was planning on leaving, it changed. And today there's basically nothing. I don't know if it'll pick up later in the afternoon or not. Learned a lot. I'm a better paddler than I used to be. Did my first 2 real portages. Next time it's going to be a smaller boat. Yeah, if I come up here again, I think I'll do a loop. So maybe 2 nights at each campsite or something like that. Anyway, the lodge is right there, so in we go. Well, there's all my crap. Because this is the end of the journey, I didn't have everything packed as usual, like my pack raft isn't on my pack. But basically all I had was I had the pack sack, the big one, I had the day pack, and I had the food bag. Of course the life jacket I was always wearing. And I found a paddle. So it's all good. Well, if I knew then what I know now, I would have come back, I would have done the whole trip today, because look at the lake, it's still like glass. Anyway, it's 11 o'clock, I'm on my second beer, but I'm not driving today, so so nice to have a cold one. I'm a beer drinker. I'm so tired of drinking that sake, the Southern Comfort, and Bailey's, as good as it is. I've just had too much of it. So I'm just gonna, the stuff I don't need I'm gonna put in the car. I think I'll have a shower. I can't have a shave, I don't have my razor here. And I'll probably just have a bit of a nap. Anyway, all is good. Cheers, big ears. Oh, by the way, it's a Canadian. This Garmin InReach Mini was great. Every night I sent a message to my sister saying everything's okay, and it sent my location to her. I sent a couple regular messages to her and also to George here, just telling him what's going on, where I am. Batteries last a long time. I did recharge it or top it off a couple times. This is great. Never had to push the SOS button, but it is nice having it and knowing that if something did happen, let's say I broke a leg, cut myself badly, or had a heart attack or something like that, I could press the SOS button and you'd think that, cheers, you'd think that within a matter of time somebody would be there to help you. When you're alone, you kind of need that. I haven't used it in Saudi Arabia yet because I got this
after I had finished my trips, but now that I have it, both I'll feel a little bit better and also the girlfriend, because of course wherever you go there's no cell phone or internet coverage, so nobody really knows what you're doing. So I'm going to send the last message to my sister saying that I've arrived at my destination. Send preset, okay. And it's preset message number 3. This is Rod, I'm safely back. So let's send it. Okay. And once it's sent it, you'll hear a little beep beep. Now let's check out the trip this morning on my trip computer. Ah, did you hear that? Boy, that was quick. It depends where you are, how long it takes. But that was just a matter of seconds. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at the trip from this morning. Okay, from my camp to here it was 8.86 kilometers. Almost 9 kilometers. A moving average of 3.6 kilometers an hour. That's a bit faster than usual, but because it's so calm. And I wasn't J-stroking, I was power stroking on each side. Moving time was pretty well 2.5 hours. Stop time was 45 minutes, so altogether it only took 3 hours. This eTrex 30X, the Garmin GPS, is also great. Haven't had a problem with it. The only drawback, if you want to call it a drawback, is you have to buy maps for it. I've got one of Saudi Arabia, the Middle Eastern region. I've got one of this part of Ontario. I think it covers a couple of different provinces. And then I've also got one for the satellite imagery, but you don't really need the satellite imagery, I've found. In fact, sometimes it's better if you turn it off and just see the basic imagery. Now this has 2 AA lithium batteries in it, which are able to recharge. So I did top them off, but just to be safe, I did bring a couple AA's with me in case there was a problem with these lithiums, because even though I had a map, you know, this would always be my go-to, and then I would refer to the map if I had a problem. Cheers. Oh, it's a beautiful day. This is the kind of stuff I'm going to miss when I'm back in Saudi Arabia in the dry desert. It'll be 50 degrees and I'll be looking back on this saying, geez, I wish I was in that thunderstorm again. Anyway, this is probably it for this trip. When I get, this probably won't be posted till I get back to Saudi Arabia, but another thing I'll do is some lessons learned and also some equipment reviews, things I liked, things I didn't like with the stuff I got. You know, you can try all this stuff in your backyard, but until you put it to the test in the great outdoors, you don't really know how it's going to work. And perhaps it'll work one way with one person and a different way with another person. So it just depends. With me, it's what worked for me, and that's what I'm going to pass on. For me, some things worked, some things didn't work. You know, did I bring too much food? Should I brought this? I'm going to go through all my equipment, and some of the stuff I didn't use I'm going to get rid of. And then stuff I think I'm going to use I'll get. So there you go.